Welcome guys to the occult. One of the basic pieces of furniture is a chair. It is used for sitting on and it can also be used for standing on, if you can't reach something. There are several types of chair like rocking chair, desk chair, and lounge chair. But what if I tell you that even haunted chairs exist? Probably you won't believe me. But in today's video you will come to know about a chair which is believed to be haunted and several people died after sitting on the chair. Without wasting any time, let's get started. The Busby's Stoop chair or the dead man's chair is an allegedly haunted oak chair that was cursed by the murderer Thomas Busby before his execution by hanging in 1702 in North Yorkshire, in the United Kingdom. Thomas Busby was arrested and condemned to death after he murdered his father-in-law Daniel Lawdy in 1702. Daniel Lawdy and Thomas Busby were running the coin counterfeiting business, as well as other criminal enterprises. One day they argued about the business, which made Thomas Busby angry and he ended up killing Daniel Lawdy. There are two versions of the story. One version recounts, Busby was granted his last wish, which was to have a final drink at his own pub, and sit in his favorite chair. On leaving the pub to make his final journey to the execution site, Busby cursed the chair, declaring that death would come shortly to anyone who sat in it. Another version tells that Busby drunkenly shouted out the curse while being taken to the gibbet to be hung. Whichever way you look at it, Busby was determined that even from beyond the grave he would never allow anyone to enjoy sitting in his beloved chair. Busby was executed by hanging at Sandhutton Crossroads, beside his own pub, which later had its name changed to the Busby Stoop Inn. Busby's spirit was believed to have haunted his old pub as well as the area where he was hanged. According to local legend, the piece of furniture, the chair, has been responsible for more deaths than most serial killers. The first reported death alleged to be associated with the death chair is that of a chimney sweep, who along with a friend sat in the chair, having a drink one evening in 1894. The sweep never made it home that night. Being completely drunk, he laid down on the road to sleep. The next morning his body was found hanging from the post next to the gibbet where Thomas Busby was hanged. His death was ruled as a suicide, but in 1914 the friend with whom the chimney sweep had spent his last hours admitted on his deathbed to having robbed and murdered his friend. Another victim of the cursed chair was the airman. During the Second World War, the pub became a popular drinking spot with RCAF airmen. The airmen would challenge each other to sit in the chair. Those that took up the challenge never returned from their missions. Once two airmen dared each other to sit in the chair. They both did. Returning to the airfield, their car left the road and crashed into a tree. They both died on the way to the hospital. Through the early 1970s the chair seemed to claim a number of victims, including a cleaning lady who was diagnosed with a brain tumor after knocking into the chair. A number of cyclists and motorcyclists suffered fatal road accidents after leaving the pub. A hitchhiker who was run over by a vehicle after having spent 2 nights at the pub, and a local man who died of a heart attack shortly after sitting in the cursed chair. There are several other stories related to the pub and the cursed chair. If you want to read those stories, I will provide a link in the description. In 1978 the chair was ultimately hung from the ceiling of Thirsk Museum in United Kingdom, as to prevent occupancy, even by maintenance, and so the museum visitors cannot sit on it and risk their life. There are so many questions that have been left unanswered and probably unanswerable. Could any person truly hold such deep affection for a carved piece of wood? Is Busby's revengeful and jealous spirit still attacking anyone who dares sit in his seat? Is the chair really haunted, or was it a money-making gimmick? Many people believe that the deaths were just an unlucky coincidence, while on the other hand some people believe that the curse of Thomas Busby's chair is true. Well, this is it for today's video. So what do you guys think about the Busby Stoop chair? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.